Hello everyone, I am Renown Zero, and we are back again talking about Dane from Actual Fandom. Once again, having this weird notion that Eric doesn't respect the fans because he planned to have ISOM come out in the first quarter of 2023, but he feels that he isn't respecting fans because of that. And as usual, Dane is a room temperature IQ brainlet who doesn't understand the difference between planned and guaranteed release. When you plan something, you plan for something to come out during this quarter. You're not Garrick is not guaranteeing that it will come out during this quarter. But let's jump into this video. By the way, if you don't see this man's if you don't see this man's logo here, he clearly stole Eric July's work to make this, which is such a weird obsession with this guy. But let's jump right into this video.
The first code of ethics of the Hippoverse is respect.
You're not funny, Dane. I'm just gonna let you know that right up front. You are not funny. And you call Eric Derek August. Like, dude, you're not funny. You sound like a crackhead. You sound like a guy with a real sick obsession over a black man having success outside the mainstream comic book industry. Like, Eric lives rent free in your head.
Respect the fans, right? And on December 17th last year, he said number 2 is planned for the first quarter. Oh, cool. Well, that ends on the 31st, and as far as I know, there's been no announcement.
So once again, planning, meaning they're planning for it to be released. It doesn't say anything about guaranteeing a release. He's planning for it to come out in the first quarter. That doesn't mean he's guaranteeing that it comes out in the first quarter, as I already stated at the beginning of this video. Which, once again, people like this who are not very intelligent in life do not understand the difference between planning something out and guaranteeing a product.
But what's he been doing? He's got to be busy doing really important stuff, right? No, making crappy clickbait.
He's busy monetizing dummies like you and other things about comics because he actually liked the industry. He actually liked being a part of the comic industry. So he's making videos talking about it. It's not clickbait.
been arguing on Twitter. And
Arguing on Twitter so he can monetize haters like you.
just he's well on his way to becoming the next EVS like this.
Oh, he's working his way to become the next guy to make a lot of money in Comicsgate. What a shocker. So, don't want to make millions of dollars selling a comic book.
You know.
I mean, an argument could be made that he surpassed EVS, and I'm sure EVS is not happy about that. He does have quite a bit more.
He definitely hasn't said anything about not being happy. He's actually stated that Eric doing a lot better than him gives him motivation to do even better with each project that he releases and make more money than the previous project that he releases. It's kind of a competition type style thing that's going on, like these people insinuate is happening. It's not what's happening.
More subs.
Oh yeah,
They're literally going to be on a live stream together in a few hours.
I'm so waiting for the day when Evan just like, I'm done, playing nice with this guy because he's.
Oh, he calls Ethan Evan. Again, you are not funny. You are retarded.
Complete fucking malignant narcissist. It's got to be killing him inside that he has to pay fealty to this more successful guy.
Absolutely not.
He's been trying to clean up the name of Vomitsgate for a couple of years now.
There was never anything wrong with Comicsgate. Again, you're not funny. At least if you're going to make fun of a name, at least try to be funny and original. But the whole point of Comicsgate was to get away from the mainstream who are making everything woke, making the women more feminine and more masculine, making the men less masculine and more feminine. That was the whole purpose of Comicsgate. Having your own separate parallel economy away from the mainstream and doing your own thing away from the mainstream, making your own original IPs, making your own original characters, and respecting the fans. That's literally the mantra of Comicsgate.
You know, to varying degrees. They've reduced the amount of open harassment and toxicity that they do. It's still there. It's impossible to get rid of. But like,
yes, because there were some bad apples in the beginning. Because that happens with every group. There are always going to be some bad apples that do nonsense. But for the most part, people in Comicsgate are pretty nice people, and they don't do that.
you know, and then this dude comes along with his brand new thing that's basically just Comicsgate all over again, except it's his own brand, and he's done it.
It's definitely not Comicsgate all over again. He's really not really a part of Comicsgate. He is a part of they call it the Iron Age, really, and he made his own comic industry away from the mainstream so that he could control all the profits. Doesn't have to give money to Indiegogo or Kickstarter, and he did it with the support of people who like him, like me. So, what are you talking about?
He's done it without being as openly bigoted as Evan has been.
The only people that have ever been truly bigoted against people are you and all the idiots below you. You've literally agreed with people who've called Eric July a chunky monkey and Uncle Mom. So what the fuck are you talking about? Y'all are the only ones that are being bigoted because you're so obsessed with a black man who is not a fucking raging leftist like you are. Who wants to do his own thing away from the mainstream and create his own comic universe in peace. But y'all are the ones that have him living rent-free in your heads.
So he was able to get it somewhat closer to the mainstream, and that's got to be killing him. But yeah, so respect the fans, except, you know, lie to them about when things are coming out.
Hey,
Yeah.
There are no lies in there. You're just dumb.
he still has like 8 days.
True.
Well, you know, look, I'll be the first one to eat my
True. Just agree with everything Dane says because you're a brainlet too. You're a literal NPC.
hat if he manages to get it
All
done.
right, we'll hold you to that.
So we're gonna jump into actually to this next video where they're talking about Eric because he made a whole video about this guy crying literal tears over being represented in Lord of the Rings, where they essentially tokenized Aragorn, which last I checked, this is Aragorn. This is Aragorn in the movie, in the Lord of the Rings movies. This is Aragorn, a guy who has been described as having pale skin in the books. So, for someone to be so obsessed with race and saying that they finally see themselves and they see themselves represented in official media of Lord of the Rings is so weird to me. I like characters like Mace Windu and Lando Calrissian, not because of the color of their skin, but because they're acted out by great actors who make their characters seem appealing to me. And not because of their race. It has nothing to do with their race. I don't need to see myself on screen to like a character that doesn't look like me. It's just so weird.
I've never
Alright, so we're gonna jump into this video now.
seen myself represented in the Lord of the Rings before, so this is awesome because I've never seen myself as one of the main characters before, like actually seen myself represented in some form of like official Lord of the Rings media, so that's representation matters.
And you listen.
Representation does not matter. You can still relate to a character even if you are not the same as them, whether it be skin color, status, or race. Eric July's favorite characters that he relates to the most are Batman and the Flash, because he was an athlete in sprinting, So that's why he can relate to the Flash, because he's fast, fast like the Flash, and Batman, because he's smart. And he loves those characters even though they're not the same skin color as him. Clearly.
Aragorn is not tokenization. It's fucking Aragorn.
Aragorn is 100% tokenization, especially when Tolkien himself has described Aragorn as having pale skin. It is 100% tokenization. It is the literal definition of tokenization. I'm sorry that you're too stupid to understand how definitions work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like this same dude, Derek August. He calls
He calls him Derek August.
Miles Morales, who literally is like in every way the opposite of a token.
Wrong. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Miles Morales has the same exact origin story as Peter Parker, who is Spider-Man. The same origin story, the same powers, and all of that. The same type. They try to give him even the same type of personality as Peter Parker in the comics. So yes, he's a literal tokenization. These are words coming from Kevin Feige himself. They wanted a Spider-Man who was black, and that was the reason Miles Morales was created.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The main character in his own book. That's not a token.
The main character, he's got his.
He could be the main character in his own book, but acts like Peter Parker, has the same origin story as Peter Parker. So yes, it is a token.
His own very specific personality. He's got his own story. Like, there are, it's just that's completely defies the idea of what a fucking token is.
And this is coming from the same people, like Organized Chaos, who have said that Eric July is the black token for the Blaze, not understanding what tokenization actually means.
Nonetheless, I thought this was interesting, him saying specifically this. Skin tone is pathetically limiting. I mean, it's a weird way to...
Because it is. It literally is. That is a factual statement.
Put it, I think it's not skin tone being pathetically limiting. I think it's people's attitudes often towards skin tone. Not like what that guy was expressing, because everybody wants to see themselves represented as
No, only fucking weirdos care so much about race that they need to feel represented in media that they claim to have liked for a long time.
Derek very well knows, because his superhero character is a black guy,
His superhero character is a black guy simply to prove to idiots like you and the mainstream comic industry that you can create an original black character who is liked by people, who are loved by fans who love ISOM #1. That was the whole point of ISOM.
Like, he knows it. Why would...
Also, some of his other characters are not black. Yaira is not black. Does it look like Yaira is black? Does this look like Does this look like a black woman? Does this look like a black woman? But people love her. And she's not a black woman. Fucking idiot.
What do you... He would have made him white if it didn't matter.
One line
about ISOM. And Eric July. Damn it. Derek August.
Yeah.
I give him props, because clearly he has realized the importance of representation in comics, right?
No, he has clearly realized that he can make an original black character and write the character well and make a good story that doesn't revolve around the character's race. You fucking moron.
Created a black superhero, and I assume, I haven't heard him.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure he created a lot of other superheroes that are not black. But you wouldn't know that because you're too fucking stupid to actually read up on the material that you are criticizing.
Talk about it, but I assume somewhere in there was the logic that, he wanted to see himself represented in the comic that he creates. Otherwise, he would have created...
He literally did not. But again, you are a room temperature IQ brainlet that doesn't even do any actual research on the people that you criticize. You literally don't do any kind of research on the people that you criticize. Which is why you're fucking stupid.
Bison would be a white dude or whatever. But no, he made him a black dude.
Yeah, and Yaira's a white woman. What's your point? Please make your point. Because you literally are not making a point. You haven't made a point in this entire clip or your video that you're referencing. You haven't made a single point.
Because on some level, whether he realizes it or not, Eric July knows that representation is important.
Now I will say that Eric has black characters that he does like Luke Cage and Black Panther. But those are black characters that are written correctly, written properly, that aren't always talking about blackity black and their race all the time. And that's what people like Dane from Actual Fandom and Organized Chaos, Bob from Organized Chaos, fail to understand. They fail to understand that the reason that Eric July made his main character black was to prove that he could create an original black character who was loved by the fans, who are loved by the people that want to read his stuff, that can understand that a story can be written without the enforcement of social justice themes at the forefront of the comic book, and people who of all races can come to like the character of Isom in this comic book universe. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, returning viewers. If you do like the video, hit the like button, comment below what you feel about all this, subscribe for more content, hit the bell for notifications, and set it to all, that way you get notifications anytime I post a new video, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.